Just got off the red eye from San Diego, showed up at Rock Creek and did a little track walk and see what we want to change or not change, and bring it up to this height and move it over.
Yeah.
And then that way, because right now, right, you're completely, basically your gate is damn near set up to where you want to be in the corner.
Yeah.
And if you move this over at all and you put one flag, that just adds difficulty, slows you down a little bit, but doesn't like, you're not like extra trying to pedal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Could be either here or a little further back, moved over.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it could easily, you know, even start in here. Say two riders are right here.
Yeah.
So you're looking kind of at the finish.
Yeah.
Roughly. Two riders could be here at that, you know, that height there.
Yeah.
And then you can come into it and you can, hell, you could do flat corners. You could add an extra berm. A couple different options there. But I think we come up with a couple different ideas and then go, okay, and we'll walk through other things. And then we'll get down to the bottom, we'll go, okay, this is most important, and then whatever else we can get done on that list, that's awesome.
Like if you build this in a little bit, instead of like a bump, like a roller, like you're kind of saying, just like a bump up, and then this is the base of this lip, so you have something that you could pull up.
So it's like crazy close to exiting that berm, but there is a potential you could hop over. Like if you had the hops and you were comfortable enough in the berm and going fast enough, you could pull over this face and then set yourself up for the turn.
Yeah, because this too, like, is a spot that you can really play with the flags to make it
awesome.
harder. Or,
I think this thing's awesome. The inside, we just have 3 rollers. Like, that's cool with me too. Those kind of things, I'm like, yeah, well, everybody runs both sides, so who cares, you know? But I like doing things where it's you have to think about it and you have to remember which lane you're in and your combination and all of that. Just another thing to think about, of course. But even if it was like, well, Kyle, we moved to start for you, so we put 1 roller in. So even if that's fine too.
This section, I feel like almost was sicker the first year, where it was like a table instead of that, and you could jump onto it.
Okay.
But this was cool too, where you're flying out of here
and you
on the brakes, scrub, and then we have a left-hander after this, and then
down the back
right-hander off.
It's right off of
so we have poles on the top of very top, so you kind of turn off of it.
The top of the roller, right? Adding to the top. So the lip stopped, right? We kind of like gave ourselves like a visual hard line of the lip stop, and then guessed where we'd be in the air.
Yeah, and just put it right underneath that. So
and filled the top of it. Yeah, so I know that for sure, like scrub-wise, the longer it is, the more likely to, because especially depending on the speed you have coming in, and if you are breaking that hard into it, then you're like, okay, well, I need to break that hard. Just lay it over real quick, not like scrub, because then you would just land in the trees.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of like break really hard and then like push over to the backside. It wasn't like a... And these ones are hard too, because you can't see them until you're, past here. You're still like...
I love this thing. If we can keep it, that'd be awesome. So I liked how you talked about it was kind of sandy-ish, but like leave your initial turn sandy like this, and give support at the end.
Kind of like a flat wall for you to slide into.
But it's like almost after the apex. Yeah. So you're like sliding, and you're trying to just, and then maybe use some of that hill end of a berm that's here, and kind of goes like this and forces you up there.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a flag at the top of it. Yeah. Where you're fighting between being on top of it and not being on top of it. right? There might even be a rut. Like say if there was a flag right here or something.
Yeah.
You know, you come back up here, but then you still get that speed coming back down it, hopefully.
Yeah.
When I was here for the Michelin thing, and just kind of like piqued my eyes over because it looked sick when I saw videos. And when I was thinking about trying to make it longer, because I talked to Mitch about it, he's like, it's a sick track, it just needs to be longer. In my head, I had like a rhythm here and a couple other things. So I'm like, oh, it's flat, easy to get. But I'm like, man, I think it just needs to be, I don't want to mess with anything else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, before I was like, oh, we'll probably change a few things, slow it down, and then add a rhythm. But I'm like, now that we walked it, I'm like, no, I don't want to mess with any of that stuff. That stuff's cool.
Yeah.
And I don't think a rhythm, I think a rhythm would make it faster, which we want it longer. And I think there's enough jumps.
This is all one piece. This is all one piece, and then they sock it into there and there. Okay. And then there's your little tower that when that folds up. So the magnet's like spread at the face. Yes, and then the riders on either side. So your little tower holds your box, and your magnet sits this way. As it comes up, it goes like that. Yeah. Hinges there. There's nothing back here. There's just a flat plate. You ride over the top of it. All that gets screwed in.
What's the material that like your tires are on?
Is it steel?
Just like flat steel? Does it have any grip?
No.
No. Okay.
No.